Hello everyone, this is a guide on the new report formatting that we've come out with you to let you know the work that we've done for you and the progress that we've made on your marketing campaign. So I've attached the report that we've done for you, but this guide is a generic guide on how to understand the reporting format that I have just given to you because it's a bit different. So I'm going to be going over a generic report template to allow you to understand the concepts behind what we're talking about in this work report that I've sent to you, which is more of a presentation. Keep in mind as I go through this, there may be some workload quantity differences and some additional features in this demo report that I'm going to go through that you may or may not have based on what marketing campaign you're running with us. So as you get the report, it'll look like something like this whenever you start into it, and then you're going to see, of course, we're going to introduce what our goals were and what we accomplished, and we'll start reviewing what we've done for you because it's really important for us that you know the work that's been done because we're working hard to expand your brand online and, of course, boom your business. So to start out with, we get into the search engine compliance, which is one of the most important things in the very beginning that we get through for you. We researched what type of keywords we're going to be targeting or what subject matter we're going to be optimizing your website. We checked into the competition that's online that we're up against, and we've organized your site by analyzing your URL mapping and establishing target URLs for the content that we're going to be optimizing for online based on the subject matters that we're trying to get people to find your website for when they search online, right? So that, of course, if you want someone to type in a keyword and find you, we're going to optimize your website accordingly. So we've already looked into the structure of your site and made sure that things were proper. We also made sure that we had looked into the Google Webmaster errors that you may have, which are errors that Google will tell us about directly about your website if we had access into that. So we got through the research and the setup work that we needed to do to make sure that your website was search engine compliant. And then part of it is we optimized your page titles. So whenever people find you in the search engines, in the search engine results, as you'll see right here, it would say, hey, right here in the search engine results, this is your page title. It usually pulls out of there to put this in the search engine results. So we want to make sure your page titles are well optimized for conversion and what people are going to be typing in to find you on each page. And then this part is called the meta description, which is the further description about the page. And that's really important. And we make sure that those are written for conversion and that they're talking about what people are typing in to find you. We've successfully gone through your site on the pages that we're targeting and optimized your page titles and meta descriptions. And that's a really big deal. A lot of thought goes in behind that. Now, on the website content, of course, your website needs to talk about what people are looking for. If people are typing things into the search engine and your website's not talking about those things that they're looking for, then they will never find you and you'll never have a chance of being shown in the search engines. So we've gone through your site, we've analyzed your site to make sure that you have enough content talking about the correct subject matter of what people are going to be typing in to find you, and also analyzing it for duplicate content to make sure that your content is unique and credible in the search engine eyes. So we've already successfully completed the content optimization and analysis of your website if your report says so in this slide, which is a huge accomplishment. Of course, we take a website backup and make sure that we check your website for malware and viruses to make sure that it's secure and that any changes that we've made are backed up in the event that something happens to your site. We can restore those in the future. This is given that we can back up your website. We also want to make sure that the search engines know all the pages that are on your website. If your pages are not what we call indexed by the search engines, Google, Yahoo, or Bing, then that means that there's no way that people could ever find you if your pages that are talking about whatever content, subject matter people are searching for are not indexed in Google, you'll never be shown. So we need to make sure that all of your pages are indexed in Google, Yahoo, and Bing so that if someone's searching for it, they have an opportunity to find you. Those are the basics. So we create a map and we give it to Google and Bing to let them know how many pages you have on your site and what those pages are to make sure they're aware. And then we go through some general on-page optimization things. Robots text is just telling the search engine bots to come and look at your pages, or if there's some sensitive pages, maybe we told them not to. We make sure that your logo is optimized. It's on every page. Typically, it's important that we let people know what that logo is about, or to the bots, and what we call our homepage redirect optimization. When websites are built, sometimes designers or developers oftentimes rename that homepage a bunch of different names, and we make sure that they're all redirected to one. You don't need to understand that, but we go through quite a few miscellaneous things, even quite a few things that we don't even report on, that are checks and balances throughout your website to make sure that you're search engine compliant. Those are just a couple that we point out. Now we make sure that we're also able to monitor your traffic through Google Analytics, and also that we can measure things like clicks, impressions, rankings through Bing, which is also how we measure Yahoo, because Yahoo search engine results are also Bing search engine results, if you didn't know, and also what's going on inside of Google. Now, Bing and Google will let us know through their webmaster if there's any notable errors or issues on your website or things that we need to be paying attention to. So how we measure your metrics and the issues that may be arising with your site is through exactly what Google would say to us and what Bing would. And we're measuring the traffic that's coming through to your site directly from what Google is letting us know, and Bing as well. And then whenever inside of Webmasters, we just do a couple configurations with you with Google to let them know the official location that you're in, to optimize for local traffic, and also to set the Google crawl rate, which is something we do, but not something we necessarily need to get into. Now, we've made sure that your on-site blog was set up and established. If it was already, then we just made sure that it was set up properly. If it wasn't set up, then we probably by now, if you're seeing this slide, already set it up successfully. And we established Google Plus authorship. Now, whenever we publish something on your blog or on your website, if you will, how does Google know what company it belongs to? So whenever we set up your Google Plus for you, your Google Plus account, we also set up a Google Plus business page. And that is how Google knows officially who you are in your company as an author, whoever the author is established for your company, or sometimes we can even create a side author, if you will, and what website officially belongs to your company in Google's eyes. And that company entity is created through the Google Plus business page, or also the Google Maps, if you will. So relating your website to Google directly through authorship is great, because now Google knows that on your site a person from your own business is publishing on your site, and it's how they know who's writing what. So we establish what we call authorship on your on-site blog, so that when we make publications, Google knows that it's coming from a publisher from your company, and it gives you more credibility in Google's eyes. Anything in Google's footprint that allows them to track you better on what you're publishing is going to be good. So we've successfully set up your Google Plus authorship and your Google Plus publisher setup as well. The Google Plus publisher setup is it's a way that we let Google know that your company has published the content on your website globally. This helps for quite a few different things. Let's say that someone wanted to go and grab the original unique content that you worked hard to put on your website, and they take all that content and they duplicate it on another site over in wherever. How does Google know who originally wrote that content? Well, if you set up Google Publisher on your website site-wide, Google would recognize that your company in Google's eyes is responsible for publishing that unique content that's on your site. And if someone's going to go and rip that content off, at least Google's tracking who is the original publisher. And that's why Google Publisher setup on your site-wide is important. And then the authorship setup on what we're writing in your blog is important, because Google knows who it belongs to. Content tracking is the new big thing, and it's in place with Google through the publisher tracking setup on your site-wide, and through the authorship setup through your blog as well. Very cool stuff. And of course, if we needed to set up blog categories on your site for future publishings that we would be doing, we've accomplished that by now if it says that on your report here. So at this point in time, pending any outstanding tasks, we would like to say congratulations to you on your report, because we have successfully made your website search engine compliant and finished any modifications we needed to make to your site to start the other segments of your online marketing roadmap. Okay, so congratulations on completing the search, the on-page optimization is what we call it, making it your website search engine compliant. And then what we get into is the preparation for your brand expansion. Now, the preparation for your brand expansion happens through creating different accounts. We want to create a brand network to publish your content onto. And we do this by creating social media, social sharing, offsite blog accounts. And before we get into that, we also set up your primary business directories, right? And the social business directories, if you will. But before we set those up, we do some research. We check for duplicate Google Places, if duplicate Foursquare, duplicate Facebook, duplicate Bing. If you already have these set up, we don't want to override them, so we do some analysis. And we also look into your other directories online to make sure that your business address and contact information is consistent online. So this is just preparation before we start creating the accounts for you online. Then we go in and we set up your top 5 blog accounts, because we're going to be publishing content out to these. The greater your brand network, the larger your brand expansion, the more content that's strategically published for you, the better your performance and your credibility is going to be in the search engine eyes, and it's going to translate to overall traffic improvements over time. So we set up your offsite blogs. We also set up your top social media accounts to publish into, as every single month we'll be publishing more content to your top social media accounts to build your brand and expand your brand. And these are the social media accounts that we've set up. We also set up your top social sharing accounts. Social sharing accounts are pretty simple. There's a lot of different platforms you can go into, and the whole concept behind social sharing is that you broadcast to the world when you think something is great or you want to share it. You want to let people know about it. So when we publish content about you, we want to let people know. And we can do that through your social sharing accounts. We set up the top 10 to let the world know how great the content is that's being published about you. We also set up your basic top 10 business directories in the very beginning to make sure that we've established a stronghold on your business directories. And now that we've created your basic account setup within what we call your brand network, we're ready to start publishing throughout all of them. And now your brand is ready to rock and roll, get out the door, turn and burn. So we've successfully completed the account setup portion, and now we get into the brand expansion through creating content and publishing. So based on the different level of the marketing campaign with us, we'd create content to publish onto your site. Coined by a great marketer that published in Moz said that if you're ever going to create something really phenomenal, the first place you want to put it is on your website. We create content, we publish it to your website, but then who knows about it? Luckily, because you're using us as your marketing company, the world knows about it. Introducing your brand expansion through your top blogs, your social sharing, your social media, and your business directories, all the accounts that we've already set up for you to launch your brand expansion. So to start out with the top offsite blogs that we've set up for you, we go in and we publish content into those every single month. So as of now, since we've gotten through the first quarter of your marketing campaign, we've successfully published on these blogs that we've given you the link to in your report, account that will let you know the count that we published for you. On this demo report, the example count is 24. Yours would be different. Now, social media brand building. We also need to publish content out to your social media accounts, the top 10 that we set up. And the concept behind this is that, yes, customers can find these social media publications by going directly to the social media accounts, but they can also type in keywords in the search engines, and your social media accounts can rank in the search engines, and they can click into those publications and then click into your website from your social media accounts. But one of the big underlying reasons why we do this is because search engines are able to monitor your social media activity and respond accordingly. And more social media activity means a bigger, stronger brand, and search engines will pick up on that, give you more credibility, and raise your website overall in your rankings, which will produce more traffic to your site, which is a reoccurring theme on what you're going to see us present to you. Now, your brand expansion, each blog post that we created was unique and published out, and we've published them on URLs that we'll let you check into and look at. And this has been we made a total of X amount of posts for you. On this example report, we published 40 social media updates. For the social sharing, and I'll start getting through this quicker, it's the same concept. On the social sharing, we publish content out to it in your brand name. It links back into your blog, and then it goes into your website, which is what we call second-tier referral publishing. And the search engine bots love this. So yeah, is this going to get you a lot of direct traffic because we did social sharing in your social accounts? No, and it's not expected to, but the recognition that it gets from the search engines and seeing that means that you have a bigger brand, a stronger brand. People like you, people are talking about you, and it's going to be strong. So that's just an overall part of the brand expansion. The search engines give you more credibility as a result of this. We let you know the URLs that we've done postings and publishings on in your social sharing, and we let you know the total quantity of what we've done on those. And then we get into the business directories. Same thing. People find you online. Bots like seeing more publications about your company online, especially with matching business address. And you can also push traffic through to your website. We let you know all the directories that we've set up over the first quarter, and then we total them for you. And then we also go in and we go into other blogs or forums that are out there that are talking about your industry subject matter, and we join conversations so that the search engines see that even outside of your own company brand network accounts that we set up, even outside of those, that we are active in the online hemisphere outside of that, which gives you more credibility in the search engine's eyes, because it means that even outside of your brand network, as we coin it, that people are actively talking to you and you're engaging in conversations outside. This is all things that the search engines want to see. They want to see your brand expansion and activity online, and overall it cultivates higher credibility through them, which translates into higher rankings and more traffic to you as a result. So we go ahead and let you know what we've done in terms of the joining conversations that are online and how many times we did that to expand your brand. And then we let you know, based on all of the work that we've done that's categorized, what the total quantity is, and we coin this as your brand expansion factor. So this total count on this demo report is 149. Your brand expansion factor would probably be a different number, but what's important is that we quantify it for you, that we establish the total factor that's there, and that we lay it out in different levels for you on your roadmap. So based on your brand expansion factor, we'll outline different levels of brand expansion for you to be achieving based on the level of marketing service that you have purchased with us and how aggressive we expect the campaign to be. And we plot this. Currently, starting out at the end of the first quarter, based on your brand expansion plan, you're going to be at a level 1. Ideally, we'd like to see you at a level 6 to be at optimal campaign performance. Now, your brand expansion is anticipated to be at level 6 over an 18-month period, but keep in mind that's for optimal campaign performance, and that's like the top level to get at. So every single quarter, we want to push to get your brand expansion to a new level and chart that out for optimal campaign performance at 18 months in. Now, a lot of times you'll have questions about, where's my campaign going to be in terms of performance? When am I going to be able to see that, hey, I'm going to be getting an increase in traffic? These are really popular questions that we get. And, the truth of the matter is we would have to be psychic to be able to tell you exactly what's going to be happening. But we want to be conservative about managing your expectations. So we came up with a graph for you to let you know a little bit more about the insights into performance expectations into a campaign. This is conservative, and so it's not best case scenario. Best case scenario would be better than this. So on month 1, we're making changes to your website itself. And over month 2, Google's still analyzing those changes that have been made to your website, and we call this a transitionary period. Google takes time to interpret what's been changed on your site, and they let things settle a little bit through their own transitionary period. Now, during month 2 and moving forward, we're also publishing content to expand your brand, so that around month 3, we start to see a big pickup in your brand online and an increase in performance throughout month 3 and pushing into month 4. And that initial boost is because all those accounts that were set up outside of your website did not exist before, and we start publishing content in it, and it gives things an initial boost. But after the initial content's published into them, additional pieces of content do not have as much power because it takes a bit and a while to gain momentum. And momentum is really gained through the month 4 through the month 6 period, and we like to manage expectations on a potential plateau period throughout that, where performance might not be steadily increasing. But the important thing to pay attention to is that the brand expansion factor is increasing and the brand expansion levels are increasing, and that's what's building our momentum. Not all campaigns will plateau, if you will, throughout month 4 to month 6, but it can happen, so we like to manage expectations over that. But as the publications and as the go out and as the brand expansion continues to expand, we almost always see a breakout, if there is ever a plateau, through the month 6 and 7th month going forward, and then we really start getting into a smooth sailing throughout month 9 towards the end of the year, and again continued smooth sailing throughout to month 18, which is where we say that you've attained dominance. That's probably at the point where in your online marketing campaign, you're going to have competitors whenever they go to another marketing company saying, those are the guys that I'd like to be competing with. Look what they have accomplished. And that's really where dominance comes in. So this is a way to manage your expectations, and this is how we chart expected progress on a very conservative level based on making sure that we're going to attain the different levels of your brand expansion within this period of time, which is what we're estimated and forecasted to be able to accomplish. So we're really excited on where your campaign is at and that we're on track. We've made your website search engine compliant. We've set up all the accounts within your brand network to be publishing into, and we've expanded your brand. We've attained a brand expansion factor of whatever is on your report, and you're definitely on level 1 by now, and we're looking forward to the next check-in report to see you on level 2 and getting deeper into your online marketing venture.